Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain 8051 TCON register, that is a special function register, that is timer control register. So before starting, let's understand what is timer or counter. Now you can see here timer or counter, and here you can see this is a clock waveform. So what happens when we send a clock to the timer or counter, after it receive every clock cycle, its count will increment by 1. So when we send next, it will increment by 1 and so on like this. So what is the function of timer or counter? To increase the count after it receives every clock pulse. In 8051, there are two 16-bit timers. That is timer 0 and timer 1. Each timer is divided into two parts. That is, like if you take an example of timer 0, it is divided into two parts, that is TL0 and TH0. TL stands for timer lower nibble and timer higher nibble. 0 stands for timer 0. So total 16 bits are divided into two 8 bits of timers. Similarly, timer 1 is also divided into two parts, that is TL1 or TH1. So you can use these timers as a 16-bit timers, or you can use them as 8-bit timers as well. Now what is TCON register? That is timer control register. TCON is a special function register whose size is 8-bit. It is a 8-bit register. Timer control or TCON register is used to start or stop the timer of 8051 microcontroller. That means what for TCON register is used? It is used to either stop the timers or to start the timers. It also contains bits to indicate the timer has overflow. So there are bits that indicates the timer is overflowed. So what is the meaning of this? We are going to understand in the coming slides. The TCON special function register also consists of interrupt related bits. So there are interrupt related bits also available in this. So let's take one by one. So let's start with TF1. TF1 stands for timer flag 1. So what is TF1 stands for? It is a timer 1 overflow flag. What is TF1? It is timer 1 overflow flag. So what happens? It is timer 1 overflow flag. TF1 is set to 1 when timer 1 overflows. That means this flag, that is TF1, will become 1. That means that flag will set to 1 when timer overflows. So what is the meaning of timer overflows? Let's take an example of timer 1. Suppose this is a 16-bit timer. 0000 is stored in this. So these are hex numbers. So actually each 0 means 40. 0000. So these are 16 bits stored in the timer 1. So what is the job of timer? When it receives one clock pulse like this, it will increment by 1. Then it will receive next and it will increment by 1. And then it will receive next and then it will increment by 1. Again it will receive next and it will increment by 1. So it will keep receiving the clock pulses and it will keep incrementing after every clock. At one point time, what happens? The count becomes FFFF. FFFF means all ones in the timer 1. And this is the highest count that timer 1 can store. So what happens if it again receive one more clock cycle? So in that case, suppose see initially it was 0, so it was fine. It receives clock cycle, it increments to 1, then it increments to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. Now it has having a highest count. So what happens when there is a highest count stored in the timer and when it receives one more clock cycle like this, what happens? Then it will become 0. And this situation is known as timer overflow. What it is known as? It is known as timer overflow. So what happens in this situation? Whenever timer 1 overflows, that means all ones become zeros. That time this TF1 flag will set to 1. Okay. Now who makes this flag 0? It is clear. That means it will get reset when processor execute interrupt service routine. When processor execute interrupt service routine, then this flag becomes 0. Same is the function for TF0. Similar function. timer flag, suppose in place of 1 there will be 0. So in place of 1 there will be 0. When it receives clock pulses, the this timer will increment by 1. After every clock pulse, the timer will increment by 1, and at one point time it will becomes FFFF. That means it will load the highest number that it can store. And if it receive one more clock cycle, it will get overflowed, and then it will become 0. And when it becomes overflow, then this flag, that means TF0, becomes 1. So TF0, that means this TF0 is for timer 0, and this TF1 flag is for timer 1. Now next bits are TR1 and TR0. So these are timer run control bit. What these are used? This is timer 1 run control bit, and TR0 is timer 0 run control bit. So what is the function of these bits, or what is the function of these flags? To enable timer counter set to 1. That means it will enable the timer or counter, or it will start the timer, or it will stop the timer. How it takes place, you might have seen this diagram. I have already explained in TMOD video. The video that I have made to explain TMOD register, I have clearly explained this entire diagram. Now I am going to explain it in very brief. So what happens, this is crystal oscillator, and here we apply the clock pulse. Here in the counter mode we apply here, in timer mode we apply here, and this is a timer run control bit. See here carefully, TR bit, that means this particular bit. That means TR1 for timer 1 and TR0 for timer 0. Here it is written in TCON register. This is gate bit and this is interrupt bit. Let's assume that we are doing it for timer 0. What happens if gate is 1 and INT is 0? So there is not gate, so this becomes INT is 0 and gate becomes 0. Both inputs of OR gate are 0, so output becomes 0 and 0 goes to AND gate. If any of the input of AND gate is 0, the output will be 0, and hence it will stop the timer. It will not allow it to start. What happens in the next case if gate is 0 and INT is again 0? If gate is 0, there is a NOT gate, so it will invert the 0, it will become 1. If any one of the input of OR gate is 1, output is 1. So this 1 will go out here. Now one input of AND gate is already 1. When there will be output 1? Only when other input is 1. That means when TR run control, timer run control bit is 1. So when TR run control bit is 1, the output of AND gate will be 1, and then it will run the counter. So the running of counter, because it is connected to counter, and whether this timer should run or not, it depends on these timer run control bits. So TR0 is responsible for timer 0 and TR1 is for timer 1. Now next bits are IE1 and IE0. This is IE1 and IE0. Again remember that IE0 is for timer 0 and IE1 is for timer 1. Now what is IE1? It is external interrupt 1, and IE0, sorry, it is IE0 is for external interrupt 0. It is external interrupt 1 edge flag. What happens? This is set to 1, means IE1. Let's understand first IE1. So IE1 flag of TCON register will set to 1 when high to low is received on INT1 pin. What is INT1 pin? That is interrupt pin of 8051 microcontroller, which is also a port 3.3 pin. So this is 8051 microcontroller. It is shown there are two pins of 8051 microcontroller. This is INT1 and this is INT0. INT1, that is port number 3, pin number 3, and this is port number 3, pin number 2. What happens if it receives this pulse? This pulse means it is high to low. Exactly high to low. You can see here this is high to low going pulse. So when it receives this high to go lowing pulse, what happens? Then this IE1 will set to 1. Okay. Similarly, when it receives this high to low on this pin, on port 3, that means on INT0 pin, whenever it receives this high to low pin on this pin, that time this IE0 will set to 1. So very simple, when it receives high to low pin on this, it will set IE1, and when it receives this high to low pulse on INT0, it will set IE0 flag of TCON register. Now let's do next, that is IT0 and IT1. These are external interrupt 1 type control bit, and this is external interrupt 0 type control bit. What is the exact meaning of this? Now let's understand very carefully. Listen very carefully. IT1. What is IT1? If IT1 is 1, that means if this IT1 is 1, interrupt 1 occurs on following age. Okay? Interrupt 1 occurs on following age. That means if IT1 is 1, same thing. Again for the same pin, whatever I explained earlier, if this bit is 1, if IT1 bit of TCON register is 1, and if there is a falling edge on INT1 pin, then this bit will set to 1. IE1 will set to 1. See what happened? If IT1 is 1, and if there is this kind of pulse appears on INT1, then this IE1 will set to 1. Okay. Then same goes for IT0. Same goes for IT0. How it will go for IT0? Same thing. If IT0 is 1, and if there is a falling edge on this, then this IE0 will set to 1. Now what happens in other case? Now again repeating this. What happens in other case? That means if it is 0, if IT1 is not 1, but if IT1 is 0, if it is 0, then in that case interrupt occurs on low level. That means interrupt occurs means here. Now it is not following edge, it is not, pulse is not like this. That interrupt will not occur during this, but interrupt will occur during this. There is a low level pulse. If there is a low level like this, then interrupt will occur and this will set to 1. Then this will set to 1. So what is the difference? In the previous case, if it is 1, if this bit is 1, then interrupt occurs at this age, falling age, and if this is 0, then interrupt occurs when during this low level. So that is the thing. Similarly, everything goes for IT0. Same is applicable for IT0 and IE0. If IT0 is 1, then this interrupt, and if there is a falling edge like this, then interrupt will occur and this will set to 1. On the other hand, if this is 0, then interrupt will occur and this will set to 1 only if there is this low level. So all bits are related to each other, or you can say that they are dependent on each other. All these 4 bits are dependent on each other. TF0 and TF1 are different, and TR1 and TR0 are timer run control bits. So I hope you understood what is TCON register is. Still, if you have any doubts, you can always ask in the comment section. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.